Welcome to another edition of Chef Wu Can, how to make Asian cuisine. Now that the holidays are just around the corner, I want to just point out maybe an appetizer that you might be interested in that may change the whole dynamics of what you'll be serving for the holidays. Today, I'll be making Chinese spring rolls. Not egg rolls, spring rolls. Basically, these are the lightest skin lighter skin rolls that only have carrots, cabbage, and some marinated chicken. Because of the preparation involved, basically I would just tell you that you just take a head of cabbage, shred it as thinly as possible. Buy some carrots that have already been shredded. You can probably get that at any place in the supermarket. And the chicken, whether you like breast, just slice it very thinly into strips. Marinate it with a little soy sauce for 15 minutes. Then cook the chicken separately with a little oil in the nonstick pan until it's done. Separate it. Then in another pan, saute the cabbage and the carrots separately. Don't overly cook the cabbage and the carrots because it's going to be cooking when you deep fry it. So, as dry as it can be, that's your goal. In terms of seasoning, you may want to add a little soy sauce, but don't add that much because adding too much will make the overall spring roll soggy. Okay? So when you do that, you combine the chicken and the cabbage and lettuce, and you have this. Now, if you don't want to use chicken, you want to use shrimp, the same applies, all right? So the preparation is all here. Then you have to refrigerate it for maybe an hour or two until it cools down, because heated ingredients, when you're deep frying, will just create a total catastrophe, okay? Everything will fall apart. So as long as it's cool, that's good. You may want to add a little white powder, a little garlic powder. That all depends on you, all right? There's no set way in terms of taste, all right? So this has all been refrigerated and it's ready to go. It's sliced chicken in strips, thinly, carrots that have been already sliced for you, and cabbage that has been sliced very thin, all right? Remember, the carrots and the cabbage, when you stir fry, just a little bit of stir fry, not well done. And it has to be separated from the chicken, all right? The chicken has to be cooked separately. Then when you have both of them cooked, you combine them together, all right? And this is what you have, all right? So now what we'll do is we'll assemble. And I just want to point out, this is the spring roll wrappers. These are very thin, okay? Just hold on and I'll be able to show you. Okay, so you have the spring roll wrapper here. Have the point facing you. You have a little spoon. Just get one spoonful. Put it towards the corner here, right? Lift up. Push the stuffing inside a little bit, right? Roll it once. Hold it. Press the sides. The sides, you're taking an egg, a beaten egg, and you want to wet the sides of it. Once it's wet, then you basically just take it and you fold it over like this. And you do the same to the other side. And fold it over. Okay. Then you press down this part as well as the left and right hand side, and you're basically doing the same thing here. Add the egg. Now if you never want to get your hands dirty, have someone else do it, but obviously part of cooking is you got to get your hands dirty. Now take it, fold it tight. and then sort of create a little round circle, not so it's entirely flat. Set it aside. Okay. Take a second one. Do the same thing. Now once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to make them bigger if you want. Obviously, this is sort of small, but it's bite size. Makes well, does well for an appetizer. Fold it over. Try to do it as tight as you can. Okay, so you have basically like an envelope. Smear the egg all over the place. You want to get a nice good seal. Push all the stuffing in against the back. Fold it. Hold it. Press it. You want to have a nice seal. If you don't have a good seal, you're going to allow the oil to come in, then it's going to be oily. You don't want that. And then just fold it tight. And these are delicious with a little sweet chili sauce. And it makes a nice little appetizer. The family will be very impressed. We did purchase these spring roll wrappers. Well, unfortunately, they're not in the Western stores right now. So you would have to go to an Asian market. And the one that we recommend, the one that I recommend is Golden Bridge in Rosedale. Obviously, other parts of the country, if there's an Asian market in the refrigerated frozen section, you may find some of these wrappers. They're very popular. Filipino cuisine also uses this type of wrapper also. All right. So I'll just make a few. Just to let you know, always practice makes perfect. Don't get intimidated by getting your hands dirty a little bit. See, push it in. You want to have a tight fit. You want to have the least amount of air between the meat. So always remember, when you prepare this dish, to have the stuff purchased beforehand and prepared beforehand before you do the actual wrapping. You need cabbage, carrots, and chicken. The cabbage is sliced thinly. If you have a mandolin, that always comes in handy. The shredded carrots, most stores usually have them already sliced up for you. You take the cabbage and the carrots, add a little oil to the nonstick pan, saute it. Don't saute it too long, because you have to remember when you're frying it, it's going to provide further cooking. So if you already fried it well done, and then you put it in a fryer, it's just going to make it kind of mushy. You don't want that. You still want that crispness. Then you take your chicken and you slice it up as thin as possible in a nonstick pan, minimal oil. At that point, you can add your seasoning, your garlic powder, pepper, soy sauce if you want. Then you combine them all together quickly. Then after you combine them together, obviously it's very hot, you want it to cool down. So refrigerate it. If you have time to do it overnight, that's great. But if you don't, give it like an hour and a half. So basically when you roll it, you're really basically rolling it up in a bundle, a tight bundle. Okay. And that's what you're basically doing. You don't want a lot of air to be between the ingredients. You want to make sure all that air is out by squeezing it, flattening it. Fold it over, sort of like an envelope. Your egg is your glue. And there's no such thing as using too much egg. I'd rather use too much and have a good seal than too little and have a loose seal. Did you ever have egg rolls that was soaked in oil inside? You could taste the difference. It's terrible. Well, this one sort of cracked. So we'll put that aside. You're basically using a 1 tablespoon spoon. It's going to get a little messy, but you know what? Part of the joy of cooking is getting messy. And here's the last one. So now we folded the egg rolls. Now it's a matter of now deep frying it. So you got to consider that all the ingredients are already cooked. So basically what you're concerned with from a deep frying standpoint is to get that crunch and that beautiful golden color, okay? You don't want to fry it so well done, right, that's going to get mushy inside. The purpose of the frying is just to get that nice golden crispy texture and color, okay? Okay, so we're going to start up the deep fat fryer. We have a spatula. Here are the spring rolls. And this is the name of it. So you don't want the deep fat fry to be that high because it's going to burn it. You want it to be medium. So in the beginning, when you turn on the butane stove, it'll be a little high, but then you can always lower it. On your electric stove, the same thing, medium is good. Gas, medium is good, but to get it hot in the beginning, you can do it on high. But always medium's a nice range. And then we basically decorated our presentation pan. So when you have friends over, relatives, basically a little cilantro in the corner on a white surface plate. And you're going to have the egg rolls all here. And it's going to be beautiful. Put your hand over it. It looks like it's done. Not yet. So I hope you had a chance to look at my other YouTube videos. I know it may sound like a broken record, but if you'd like to see more traditional and Chinese American dishes, I will. Just subscribe to my YouTube videos. I encourage you to subscribe and to like me. Check like. And if you have any comments, just let me know. But basically, this is a grassroots type class. I mean, I'm not as professional as many other sites, but I like to tell you the whole scoop about, you know, how things are made. Now, when you put 1 or 2 in, you're going to get the maximum heat. But the more that you put into the hot oil, it's going to lower the temperature of the oil. So you may have to put it higher if that's what you want to do. Now, in terms of dipping sauce, we use this one, Mayploy sweet chili sauce. This is world renowned. This is very good. And we'll stir it a little bit. We have a plate with a paper towel on it to drain the oil. To always keep it crispy. When you keep that medium, it's more manageable. It's turning slightly brown, starting to. Once you cook these, once you fry them up, if you can't eat them all, you can always freeze them. So, vacuum sealed, frozen, and on another day when you have another special occasion, you can take it out of the freezer. So that's not a problem either. Just put it on a toaster oven, bake it at around 275, warm it up, and you're done. In terms of oil, I use canola oil. Yeah, I know there's salad oil, peanut oil, vegetable oil, which one's better? But at this stage right now, flavor in terms of oils and how much you spend on it, really, it's not really worth it right now. So even I use canola oil, and it's just as good. So you can see it's turning a little color. So you see how the oil is cooking the egg rolls. So that's why when you saute the cabbage and the carrots, you don't want to do it well done. If it's still a little raw, that's fine, because the deep frying will take care of further cook it a little bit more. That's it. Now some of them, no matter how well we seal it, they always tend to unravel a little bit. And so a little bit of the filling will come out and it'll be subjected to the oil, so it may burn a little bit. You're going to have a few of those, right? So it's not a perfect system. So you might want to take that out and eat it by yourself, alone. But for the majority of them, they should come out very well. But remember, don't overcook it. You're basically going in for the crunch and the color. So we finished frying. So we'll take the pretty ones. We'll set it on a platter. A little cilantro here. The sweet chili sauce here on a white background. How beautiful it is. And here you are. Chinese spring rolls. Golden brown crispy. Okay? So I hope you were able to follow me on this. The preparation again is you have lettuce and carrots, shredded as thinly as possible. You have chicken breast, slice it as thinly as possible. Marinate the chicken breast with a little soy sauce, maybe a little Shaoxing wine if you want, or a little wine. Let it marinate for 15 minutes. The carrots and the cabbage, saute it in a pan, in a medium non-stick pan with a little oil. Don't overcook it. Don't let it become translucent. If you still have it, the majority of it still raw, that's perfect. Set it aside. Cook the chicken separately. Set it aside. Let them both cool. Combine them together. Mix it together. Put it in the refrigerator. Wait until it's completely cooled. And that's usually the best condition it has to be before you make the spring rolls. The wrapper, I let you know that the wrapper is TYJ spring roll pastry. This is not an egg-based wrapper. It's more of a rice-based wrapper or wheat-based. This is the May Ploy sweet chili sauce. This is preferred. Once all the mixture is cooled, you take it out. You take 1 tablespoon of each, put it in one corner of the wrapper, fold it, press it against the wrapper as you're folding it, maybe 1.5 folds, so it covers the complete filling. Press the sides down, add an egg mixture to both sides. Don't have to worry about it being too excessive. I'd rather have you do that. But make sure when you fold it that the filling is tight. And when I mean tight, I mean, I don't want it to be loose, be moving around, okay? You want it to be firmly one piece of filling. Then you take one side of it, fold it over. The other side, fold over, press it. Then take it together and roll it tightly until you come to the other corner, V-shaped corner. Then you cover it with egg. And then you set it aside. You might have to hold it a little bit because the wrapper might be a little stiff, right? So that may happen. 1 or 2 happened to me here. And then the bottom, when you fold it, lay it on the bottom so it won't unfold, okay? And there you have it. This is a beautiful appetizer for the family during the holidays. They'll appreciate it. They'll really say how you created this wonderful appetizer and they would like to have some more. So just want to say that remember to subscribe and to like me. And if you have any comments, let me know. And I will be doing probably a California maki roll. Sushi. That'd be really interesting. I'll probably be doing that in the next day. I have to get a nice ripe avocado. And if you have any questions, send me an email, pearlwu17@gmail.com. But I appreciate you watching, and I hope you come back for more. And it was my pleasure, and I want you to have a nice, safe holiday coming up. All right? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.